Hi guys, it's time to work your whole body using lighter and heavier dumbbells. There are some balance challenge exercises, so feel free to have a chair nearby. Okay, let's get warmed up. Okay, let's get warmed up. We have a 2-minute warm up. Let's start with good morning. So hands behind the head and then hinge from the hip with a nice flat back and bring yourself up. So shift those hips back. So we're gonna be going through 3 blocks, moving from one exercise to another. Some of them are combination of upper and lower. Bring it down, round release the back. Now you may find your heart rate stays pretty elevated the whole time, but that's okay. Take breaks whenever you need to. Good, bring it up. Take one leg back. Reach back. Step back the other leg. Reach back. You should feel that at the top of the hip, front of the hip flexor, quad. Good, one more. Reach. Bring your hands center. Give me a squat and a reach and overhead. Now we'll be doing a variation of this move later in the workout. I want to make sure you've got that rotation. Bring it center and just let it go. Good, loosen up. So I'll have that countdown timer for you. That's always helpful when you have that visual indication of when things are coming to an end. Circle back, take that thumb back, open up. We're gonna be working the whole body, so I want you nice and warm. All right, one more. Okay, one leg forward, come forward like that. You can bring the hands back or you can put them on the hips. Okay, we're almost done with this warm up. Feel free to do a longer warm up if you need that. All right, moving into the first exercise. So we're gonna be starting with a lunge to a knee balance. Feel free to do this without weight. We're gonna be doing everything on one side, then we'll repeat to the other lead. So I'm gonna start with my 8s. I have 8s and 15s. So I'm gonna step back to a knee lift. Now you have a whole minute here, so take your time. Now I probably won't be looking at you all that much when I lunge, especially on the knee bounce. We have a couple of balance exercises in this routine. So take a big step back, nice big step. So what you could do is, if the balance aspect is a big struggle for you, is have a chair handy and then use that to help you. Drive into that front heel, bring it back, bring it up. So make sure that front knee is never shifting forward toward your toe. 10 seconds. So you can always just tap in if that knee is just too much. All right, grab a heavier weight. We've got dumbbell rows. So we're gonna do one arm, other arm, both arms. Are you ready? Hinge from the hips. Put those hips back, bend those knees, and then do one arm, other arm, both arms. Okay, one arm, other arm, squeeze back. Now, when we do this the second time, we're not gonna hold at the bottom. I'm just letting you get warmed up. I'm so nice. Don't forget it. Don't forget how nice I am. So a lot of times in classes I see people will curl under like this and they won't bend at the hip and the knee. You're gonna feel a lot of tension in the low back that way. So really squeeze back. Working through that upper, mid, and lower back. Keep the abs engaged, of course. Working that core strength. And time. Okay, go light. I'm gonna grab my 5s, and I just decided that this one is definitely balance. So if you need to hang on to something, feel free. I'm still on that same leg. I'm gonna tip forward, fly, bring it back. Tip from the hip. You can put that toe back, fly, bring it back. So you may feel wobbly, and that's the point. So see how you could be holding on to something, but I like to make a fist and tense my arm. That keeps both sides of my body engaged. Now, if you have really good balance, feel free to lift that leg higher, but it's really not about the lifting leg, it's about the hinging from that hip. So hinge from the hip, out. See, if I just drop my arm, more weight going to that side. So it kind of helps if I offset a little bit. Almost there. Woo, balance. And if you feel wobbly, that's exactly the point. Core tight, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, overhead press. So I'm gonna go back to my 8s. Now I'm just telling you my weights just to give you an idea. So I'm gonna do top of my head all the way up. So remember, we have 1 minute of that. Let's go. Top of the head, all the way up. Top of the head, all the way up. Make sure you're coming all the way down, okay? Want to keep flexibility in that muscle, working full range of motion, right? All the way up. Halfway, all the way. Now this is the last exercise of this block, and we're going to repeat everything. Do you remember what leg you were doing? I hope so. Up. We'll be doing that on all 3 blocks. Up. Half. Up. So hopefully you're warmed up now. 10 seconds. Keep the core tight. You don't want to arch that back to get that up there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back where we started. I'm going to keep this. So now I'm on the other side. Turn my mat so you can see me a little better. So we've got the lunge back to the knee balance. 3, 2, go. Lunge, knee. Now it helps if you find a spot in front of you, about 5 feet, 6 feet, doesn't have to be exact. Driving into that front heel. Try to control that. Remember, do this without the weight. Work on your balance, work on your range of motion of your lunge. See if I turn my head. Your eyes are part of your balance system. What I always find interesting is when you do balance exercises, where you start to feel that. You're gonna feel it in smaller muscle groups, like maybe muscles of the bottom of your feet, stabilizer muscles of the ankle, maybe around the knee. These are good things, okay? All those little stabilizer muscles are gonna make those joints stronger. Okay, row, single, single, double. Now remember what I said? So we're gonna start at the top and we're gonna go down first. Single, single, double. Tip from the hip, bend those knees, and then down, up, both arms. Down, up, both arms. Don't forget to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze back. Don't just pull your elbows back. Really get that back. That way you engage the upper back. Keep those hips out there. Squeeze up. Less than 30 seconds. Now, if you have good hip flexibility, you can get more parallel with your torso. Now, heart rate should be up, going from lower to upper. Almost there. And time. We've got that single leg RDL with the reverse fly. Okay, so now I'm on my other leg. I'm gonna tip from the hip, take my arm out, see how wobbly I am, and back up. I'm take my opposite unweighted hand, same as that balancing leg, out to the side to kind of help with my balance. There's a reason I'm not standing on the mat to do this. It's going to add more imbalance. Now remember, if lifting the leg is just too wobbly for you, just feel like all you're doing is trying not to fall over, just put the toe back a little bit. But get that hinge. And you may find some days you're better than others with balance. Some times of day you're better than others. Just do the best you can. Nice. Okay, so we have that overhead press. We're going to start at the top and go down to the top of the head, not touching it, of course, and then all the way down, all the way up. All right, and go. Half, all the way. Half, all the way. Now you do get a little bit longer rest after this block. And then we're going to move on to block 2. I don't know why I said it that way. How are you feeling? You're good. You're halfway. Now, if you find after the first block, that's kind of why I like repeating exercises. I have nothing against the no repeat thing, but sometimes if you get that second chance, you're like, I could have made it a little bit harder for myself, challenge myself a little bit more, because it's really about challenging yourself. Remember, your body is an adaptation machine. Unless you give it a stimulus to change, it's not going to. Rest. All right, so we're moving on to the next block. We have 4 exercises. So I'm gonna show you those really quickly. Front squat, weight here. You could rest it on your shoulders, okay? So front squat, we'll do that. On the first set, we'll change it on the second. A sword pull, you're gonna want a light weight. You're gonna pull out like this, okay? And then I'll tell you the rest as we get there. Okay, here we go. Sit back. Now, torso is just a little bit more upright. I like to rest one end of the dumbbell on my shoulders. And squeeze up. You don't want to arch, but you do want to drive up. You may feel this a little bit more in your quadriceps, front-loaded squat. If you need to put the weight down here, totally fine, because it does take a little more core strength to keep it here. Work on going back and down. Now everybody's different, so you might need to go a little wider with your feet, turn your knees and toes out a little bit more, or vice versa. Kind of play around with it. And time. We got the sword pull. One arm, just remember what side that is. I'm picking your right hand, my left. I'm pulling that sword out. Thumb down, pinky up. And go. So make sure you're stopping that motion. Okay, you have an end point right there. Leading with my pinky, core's tight. I'm stabilizing with my core and my legs. And switch sides. Out. Out. I like this move. So diagonal, like you're unsheathing that sword. Is that a word, unsheathing? I have no idea. 10 seconds. If not, I just made it up. Hey, people make up words all the time. Why can't I? Just because I'm in my 50s? And down. Yeah, you heard me. Okay, so you're gonna wanna do a light weight on this one. I'm gonna go to that same side. I'm gonna do a lateral lunge, reach, and then bring it up, okay? Lot going on here. Lateral lunge, reach, bring it up, bring it center. Lateral lunge, twist, bring it across, center. Sit back, reach, bring it across, center. Sit back, one leg straight, one leg bent. We're gonna do the whole thing on this side first. Second set, we'll go the other way. So know what side you're on. And a little less than 30 seconds. Bring it up. Core is so tight. It's gonna protect your low back. And if you learn to brace with the core, it's gonna make you stronger. Because so often we hurt ourselves like picking up a toothpick off the floor, right? I've never done that, right? It's never doing something cool, right? It's like, yeah, I hurt myself, threw out my back picking up a toothpick. Okay, so I'm gonna do one heavy weight. You could do 2 lighter weights. We got a tricep press, overhead tricep press. So it's half, all the way, half, straighten, top of the head, all the way up, top of the head. Try to keep those elbows relatively in. If you have really tight shoulders, you may find this challenging, so I recommend 2 lighter weights if that's the case. That's one of the reasons I like to hold the weight horizontally, is it allows you to open up those elbows a little bit more. Now go to the point where you feel that stretch. So go down half, down up. Again, you're not arching all the way up. And you've only got 15 seconds. You can do this. You've practically done it. Ooh. This should be a challenging weight for you, but with good form, always with good form. Most important thing, time. Okay, we're starting over. Front squat. Remember, you could have your hands by your side. You could do this unweighted, especially started or coming back from not working out for a while. Go. If you're coming back from injury, a great way to do this would be sit back into a chair. This is also called a box squat or a bench squat. Sit back. So you want to make sure you shift that weight back. Make little tweaks if you need to, like I just did. I realized I needed to turn my toe out just a little bit more. Make those tweaks. Highly recommend working out in front of a mirror if possible. It's not a vanity thing, it's a form thing. Now, for some people, it's a vanity thing. I have a feeling that's not you, though. I'm very confident in saying that. Squeeze up. Think of driving the floor away. Abs are super braced. Not just brace, super brace. And time. Okay, that was lame. All right, so we're gonna do the sword pulley. I think I'm gonna go heavier in this one. So if you find that you're like, I could have gone a little heavier, do it. You can always go lighter on the weight if you need to. So I'm back on this side. Go. Remember, at the halfway point, we'll switch sides. Pinky higher than the thumb. Out and away. Slight bend in the elbow. It's all about getting that elbow shoulder level. Okay, we're coming on the halfway point and switch. This is very much core. Remember, have that stopping point. Don't stop it with your back, okay? Because if you don't stop it with your core and your shoulder, your low back's gonna stop that movement. That's not what you want. It's gonna stop one way or the other. And time. Okay, so we got that lateral lunge. Oh yeah, I had this weight. So remember, step way back there, shift, twist, bring it up. If that swinging of the weight doesn't agree with you, don't add that part, okay? Sit back into the hip, reach, pull up, center, shift back. So you could always do that, okay? I'm just trying to give you a little bit more core involvement here. Back into the hip. Now you should feel a stretch in that straight leg. If you're really tight, don't go as deep, kind of shift back, reach. You could always pull it back in. Remember, all of this can be done without weight. You start where you are. It's not about keeping up with me, unless you're just very competitive. I am not a competitive person with other people. I am with myself, though. What about you? Are you a competitive person? I mean, when I was a kid, my dad would make us play Monopoly the whole game. We're talking 8 hours here. So I have like childhood trauma around Monopoly. Tricep press 1.5. Now we're going to do 2 halves, 1 whole. All right? Half, half, all the way. Half, half. Yeah, he wouldn't let us quit. We go, Dad, we're tired of playing. I don't care. Turn into a raging, crazy person. Half, half, all the way. Fully extend. Now, hopefully you're feeling the back of the arm. Now, what is this not doing? It's not burning the fat off the back of your arm. You cannot spot reduce. No matter what YouTube video titles you see that you can, you cannot. That is not possible. So doing ab work is not going to burn belly fat. Okay? I know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's true. Ugh. Rest. Okay, we're moving on to the third block. How are you feeling? Get some water. You've got time. I'm going to show you the next block. Okay, we've got a staggered stance squat. So I'm going to get this out of the way. So I'm back on this leg here. I'll turn this way. And I just put my foot back a little bit. I still squat. Okay? But I'm going to come back, take those arms back with nice control. Go. So squat, back, stand up, sit back. So it's a shoulder extension working through the back. Now we have a little more of a hinge. If this doesn't feel good to you, do a normal squat, okay? Sit back, really drive into that front heel, okay? My other foot is just there for balance. How you doing? So I have I wouldn't say a heavyweight, it's 15 pounds, but enough to where it's challenging me. Okay, next exercise. Go lighter. I'm doing my 8. I'm still working on that same side. Windmill, weight with the palm forward, wide stance, toe turned out. Reach, bring it back. Too much? Here. Okay, just a side bend. Now it helps if it's in this hand, or you can do a normal side bend. Pull up with this side. So windmill is a little wider. So do that modification. You can also do this. You may find it feels different. It loads the body in a different way. Now you have a slight bend in your knees. They're not locked. See, I'm just kind of relaxing into the knees a little bit. That's going to allow me to get deeper. One more. Okay. Oh, balance is back. Okay. Moving slowly. I'm still on the same leg. So we're kind of hinging bicep. Hinge and bicep. It doesn't have to be pretty. Can you tell I'm from Texas? I bet you can. It don't have to be pretty. Whoop. Whoop. So hinge and a knee lift. If you're all over the place, first of all, get rid of the weight or do bicep curls. Tap back, lift the knee. Lots of ways to modify this, but I highly recommend putting some balance challenges in there. All right. And that's challenging. That's a good thing though. I started with my not so good side. Okay. So we have a squat. One more squat. To a twist. So I'm going to grab my 15. Okay. And reach. Same side. Reach. Reach. Squat. Reach. Notice there's a lot of core. This is very core centric with the balance stuff and the twisting. Look, you're almost done. All we got to do is repeat this last block on the other side, and you are good to go. Now, have you broken a sweat? Okay, please tell me. You feel like you're working hard. Remember, sweat isn't an indication of whether your workout's hard or not. It's just the body's air conditioning, okay? It doesn't mean you're burning more calories. I know a lot of people like to think it is, but it's not. Rest. Okay, we got to do everything to the other side. We got that staggered stance squat. We're on the other leg now. I'm breathing. Heart rate is a good indication. Okay, so squat. Take it back. Push away with that foot. So don't round that spine. Push away. Up. Drive away. You're halfway there already. Man, that just flies by, doesn't it? Up. How are you feeling? You doing okay? Almost there. Up. Windmill. Other way. So I'm on this side now. Wide stance. Palm facing you. Fix your clothes. Go. Options. Bend the knees. Bend to the side. Do not use two weights. Okay, just use one because your body will offset with the other weight. So you're not changing the legs as you go down. You're not shifting. If you want to, you can kind of play around with it. See how it feels. So if you bring in front a little bit, a little more challenging. If that's too much, go to the side. Still keep it in. I don't know why, but I had a quote pop into my head, and I don't think I'm thinking it right. Drop your linen and start your grinning. What's that from? Aliens. That's what it's from. Standing balance. Okay, so things to know about me. I am not a girly girl. I'm sure you figured that out. Not at all. Pink is not my favorite color. Nothing against it. Okay. Forward. Bicep. I like sci-fi. I like act. And I don't like movies with romance. I'm not a rom-com fan. If that's you, cool, but not me. And I realize there's formulas in sci-fi and action as well. I realize there's formulas and everything. It just appeals to me more. It's just my thing. I like survival horror video games. I know. I'm a weird person. If I could have a gaming channel and have more than like one subscriber, I would do it. But nobody wants to watch a 50-something-year-old woman play video games. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Squat to twist. This is the last thing. So I'm picking up my heavy weight. I'm going the other way. Come on. This is the last thing. Last thing. Center. And how you feeling? You got this. Over. Over. So tell me, what is your favorite movie? Tell me in the comments. What movie can you watch over and over and over again? Or a guilty pleasure movie? If you were to ask my sons what movie I can watch over and over again, you would cringe. Am I going to tell you? I don't know. Are you going to judge me? I wouldn't blame you. Over. If you tell me what your guilty pleasure is, movie-wise, I'll tell you mine. Deal? Over. Over. I don't know why I keep saying that. And, oh, you made it. Nice. Nice job. You guys are awesome. But you knew that, didn't you? You know you're awesome, right? Okay, take the hands back. Open up the chest. Now, if your shoulders are too tight to reach back there, just open up this way. Just really open up. Heart rate should come down a little bit. When you go from lower, upper, it's called peripheral heart action training, or PHA. More blood flow, going back and forth makes the heart work harder. It's not a bad thing. Over to the side. Oh, that feels good. And then over the side. So tell me about you. Message me on Instagram. Introduce yourself. I'd love to get to know some of you guys. I would love to build a community of really cool, awesome people that just want to encourage each other and support each other and other way. Because so often we're all in our heads and we're always judging ourselves and telling ourselves how much we suck. Okay, I did that for many years. And I want to stop that, okay? Because it holds us back from doing so many things. Round your back. Did you know the biggest obstacle to accomplishing the things you want in your life is you? It's me. We stop ourselves. We talk ourselves out of things. We shouldn't do that. Put ourselves out there, you know? Flatten your back. It took me a long time to start recording these videos, even though I do this for a living. Hinge. You did lots of hinges. Let those hamstrings stretch. But you know what? This is something that comes with age. The older you get, the less you're worried about what other people think. And I think the reason is you realize everybody's worried what everybody thinks. I'm tired of wasting my time with that. Aren't you? Big inhale. You did a great job. Let me know your guilty pleasure. All right. Let me know your favorite movie. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.